In this video, you will learn how to collect water samples to be tested for cyanobacteria. These methods follow Alberta Health Services protocol for water sampling in coordination with the Alberta Safe Beach Protocol, brought to you by Alberta Lake Management Society. Sampling for cyanobacteria, or blue-green algae, follows a composite sampling technique, which involves combining water samples from multiple sites at a beach, because cyanobacteria are not evenly spread throughout the water. For supplies, the materials that will be provided by Alberta Health Services are one 125 milliliter Alberta Centre for Toxicology, or ACFT, plastic bottle with a white cap. This will be used for microcystin toxin analysis. Two 50 milliliter conical tubes with orange caps. These will be used for cell count and speciation. Two plastic resealable bags. One ACFT laboratory requisition for microcystin analysis form. Lugol solution and accompanying safety data sheet, and a plastic wine thief. The materials that will be supplied by the sampler are a pail, hip waders or chest waders, aluminum foil, disposable gloves or reusable elbow-length or shoulder-length gloves, a thermometer, a cooler with ice packs, and a life jacket or personal flotation device. Begin by rinsing the pail and the wine thief in the lake water where the sample is to be collected. Allow the water to run through the wine thief a couple of times and ensure that the pail gets submerged fully. Walking around in the water will cause the sediment to plume, so wait until it has settled to dip the wine thief in the water to sample. Using the wine thief, collect water samples from 5 locations along the beach at knee depth and another 5 at mid-thigh depth. This will amount to 10 total samples from the wine thief deposited into the pail. You want the 5 locations to cover the entire length of the swimming area, ensuring consistency from week to week. This photo shows an example of 5 sites, keeping in mind that you would sample 2 different depths at each of the 5 sites. This photo shows an example of an easy sampling pattern to follow. Before exiting the water, record the temperature at knee to mid-thigh depth. Place the temperature probe in the water and wait until the numbers stabilize. Mix the contents of the pail well by swishing the water around for a couple of seconds. Using this, pour off the water into the ACFT bottle until 3/4 full. It is important to not overfill this bottle so as to leave space for the expanding water when frozen. Fill the other 2 orange cap tubes up to about the 48-49 milliliter line and add 1 to 2 milliliters of Lugol solution. This is approximately 1 stopper full if you are using the vial, but can also use pre-measured amounts. Be sure to avoid tightening the caps too tight to avoid cracking. Stick on a sample ID sticker from the requisition form to both the cap and the body of the bottle for all 3 bottles, and stick one in the top right corner of the requisition form. Wrap tinfoil around the ACFT bottle to protect it from sunlight. Place the ACFT bottle and the requisition form in a plastic bag, and the conical tubes in a separate plastic bag. Place all bottles in a cooler with ice packs and deliver them to your nearest local public health office. Be mindful of the hours of your local public health office, as many will only accept samples for the first few days of the week and up to certain hours. This information can be accessed by visiting www.ahs.ca/eph and selecting the Sample Your Water link, or by calling Safe Healthy Environments at 1-833-476-4743. All 3 bottles should be labeled with the name of the water body, the beach name, the access number, and the date and time sampled. You can prepare labels ahead of time to make this easier. The ACFT requisition form should include the following items: water body name, beach name, access number, GPS location, collection date and time, collector name, affiliation, phone number, and email. Under additional information, fill out the water source type, composite or grab, and raw. Complete a visual inspection of the water and note its turbidity, color, and evidence of a cyanobacterial bloom. Other observations that should be noted on the requisition form are the wind direction, 24-hour rainfall, and water temperature. If you will be sampling more than one lake in a day, be sure to fully disinfect any equipment that was used in the lake, including waders, the pail, and the wine thief, so as to limit the risk of spreading invasive species or disease between lakes. If a cyanobacterial bloom is suspected to be present in the water, consult your local public health inspector. Given that a cyanobacterial bloom can look many different ways, here are some photos to reference. These photos show what particles in the water may look like. Some species of cyanobacteria appear as fuzzy spheres. Others may clump together and form short, hair-like strands, or even resemble grass clippings. These photos show what streaks on the surface of the water may look like. These photos show what scums on the surface of the water might look like. Note the similarity to filamentous green algae. One way to differentiate between green algae and blue-green algae is known as the stick test. Use a stick to attempt to lift the algae from the water. If the algae lifts from the water and has a stringy, cottony consistency, it is likely filamentous green algae. If you cannot lift the algae, it clouds the water, or it disperses into particles, it is likely blue-green algae. You may use this diagram to determine the turbidity of the water. If you can see clearly through to the bottom of the lake at knee depth, the water is likely clear or has slight turbidity. If you struggle to see your boots or cannot see them at all at this depth, the water likely has moderate to full turbidity. To learn more about beach sampling, or for other inquiries, you may contact Alberta Lake Management Society at any of these emails. Thank you for watching and happy sampling!